Welcome back, friends. Today's tutorial is on Affinity Designer. Now, as you know, if you've been following me along, you know that I'm new to Affinity Designer and I've been learning. And as you know, I've been learning a lot of tips and tricks when it comes to Affinity. So last time we got together, we went through the process of removing the background for a clownfish. And that was this video right here, how to remove the background with Affinity Designer. Now, if you haven't seen this video, I'll place it in the first comment and I will pin that comment so that you can go back and watch me remove the background of the clownfish. But for now, we're going to repurpose that photo and create something like this. So I'm going to go back to File and I'm going to create a new design. Now I'm going to be creating this using the default settings and I'll leave my background as white. If you want a transparent background, then come to Color and check off Transparent Background. For this design, I'm going to leave the background the way it is and I'm going to select Create, and that should give me a brand new workspace. All right, so I'm going to start off by placing some text on my workspace. So I'll come here to the text tool and I'm going to just put an A there. And in this text box, I'm going to type fish. Now I'm going to change the font for this text box. So I'm going to come up here to the font family and I'll click on the down arrow and I'm going to change it to Berlin Sans. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to move it over here to the center. And I'm going to make it a little bit larger by grabbing the handles like that. And I'm just going to place that here for now. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my stock photos and I'm going to look for that fish that I used in my previous video to place on my workspace. So here it is right here, the clownfish. I'm going to grab it and put it on my workspace and I'll just center it as best as I can. Now the position doesn't really matter right now and I'll show you why later on. Now I'm going to go back to layers and we'll notice that we have two layers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that image and I'm just going to bring it down below my text layer. Okay, so now I have my text layer on top of my fish. All right, so and what I'm going to do now is I would really like for my text to be a little bit taller. So I'm going to grab it right here in the center and I'm going to raise that up or raise the height of those letters. And I'll just reposition it like that. And I'll just make that a little bit higher like that. And I'll just reposition the words that it's in the middle. Now, I know that my fish isn't really centered with the word, but don't worry, we're going to figure that out in a second. Just stick with me, okay? Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in that image of the fish where I had removed the background. So I'll just go to my folder and I'm going to search for that fish. Here it is right here. I'm going to grab it and I'm just going to drag it onto my workspace. So here it is right here, and I'm just going to try and center it so that it's right over top of the other image. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that for now. So as we can see over here, we have the clownfish, and I'll just rename this background removed. That way I know that's the one where the background has been removed. And this is my original image. So what we're going to do now is we want to clip the original image in with the fish text. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this image down below with the background and we're going to drag it up to the top. and clip it to the right so it goes right into that word. Okay, so now it's clipped in there. And you'll notice there'll be a little bit of an arrow where that layer is. If we click on the arrow, we're going to see that the text layer is 1. That's what the A stands for. And then the image is another layer in there. And then behind that layer is our layer with the background removed of that clownfish. Now I'm going to go back up to my text layer because there's something else that I want to do. Right now it's just an image of text with some background in it, and you really can't even tell that they're two separate images that have kind of fused together. So what I want to do is I want to add an outline. So with that text layer selected, I'm going to come up here to outline. Now, if you don't see this panel open here, it might be down here. Just go to Quick FX, that's where it is, and you'll see all of these different options. So I'm just going to open up the outline option, and I'm going to change the color to white. Now, if you don't see this panel either, just click on swatches and choose, or this down arrow and select swatches. It might be RGB sliders, it might be RGB hex, it might be the color wheel. Just click on the drop down and go to swatches, and you'll find this here, and I'm just going to click on the white to change it to white. And I'll come back to the radius, and I'm going to increase the radius. I'm going to turn it all the way up like that. Now, if I turn off the layer on the bottom with the background removed, what you'll notice is that that fish isn't going to be protruding outside of the text. So if I turn that layer back on, now we see that layer protruding through the text. Now there's one more thing I want to show you. If we select this image here, which is the image inside the text, and if we select this image here, we can actually, because we have both of them selected, we can actually move them together up and down. And there's one other thing that we can do too, but before we get to that, I just want to say that if you've learned anything in this video, press that like button and subscribe. That really helps a lot for me to know that the content that I'm producing is helpful to others. And if you want to learn more about Canva, join my YouTube channel membership. I go live every Tuesday to teach my adult learners what they want to know, and we have fun. It's an interactive session. It's a live session, and my adult learners really enjoy it. That's all I can say, really. So click that join button, subscribe, and like this video. All right, back to the video now. I'm going to press Control and minus to zoom out a little bit. And because I have both of these layers selected, I also have the option to not only move the fish, but I also have the option to rotate it. Because I have both selected, they're both rotating at the same time. So I don't need to worry about not matching sizes, both of them not rotating to the same degree. That's what makes this perfect, being able to select both layers at the same time. And I can also make it a little bit larger like that. And when you're done, you can just select outside and that will release everything. So let me just make that larger so that you can see the final product. I truly hope that you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to press that like button, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on so that you're notified when new content comes out. For now, my friends, I'm going to say bye-bye. Until next time.